welcome back. I would recommend go make yourself a coffee. This is going to be a bit of story time before we get into the actual testing that you guys are here to see. Why I'm doing that is there's a bit you need to know before we just delve in to A versus B in sound. Everyone wants to see the Marantz M1 versus the Wiim Ultra and the Fosi amplifiers. There's a lot more to it than that, and I'm going to throw in the SVS Soundbase also, because we are sort of playing in the same realm of money. Why you would choose one over the other? So if you are an existing audiophile or enthusiast or just a hobbyist, you would have chosen one of these products. You would have maybe chosen a Sonos, maybe have Onkyo, and then Sonos is that realm. You may have chosen a Denon or a Marantz, then Hios is that realm. You may have chosen SVS, they have the stupid Play-Fi app. I think that might change in future, but for now it's the Play-Fi app. You might have chosen one of the Wiim products, be it the Wiim app, the Wiim Ultra, or one of the other streamers. You will be locked into a hemisphere, a streaming hemisphere, that you are sort of bound to in a way. Because if you now buy a Wiim for your lounge, you buy a Marantz for the living room, you buy a Denon for your home theater, and so forth and so forth. If you're listening to the Wiim, you cannot group the Marantz and the Denon together unless you're using something like home, but still it doesn't work as nice as using that proprietary hemisphere. If you have a control system like Control 4 or ELAN, or there's a few of them, then you can drag those things in via drivers. Then what I told you now is sort of null and void. I'm talking about if you need to use the proprietary streaming software, the app. That is a big decider, because we would have clients that have a Blue Sound system in their house, so they only look at Blue Sound products. They might have a Sonos system in the house, so they're only looking at Sonos products. That is half of the battle lost or won right there. So you need to decide where your hemisphere is. If you are new to this and you have none of those in yet, the fields are green with possibilities. You need to decide where you want to go first. That is sort of going to lock you in for the long run. I've got many of these, so that's why I'm going to do this video, because I can tell you the ins and outs of living with these products. Wiim being the newest one to me. I know it's been out for quite a long while, but it's new to me. I must say, having used Wiim now for about a month, it's the best. It is the absolute best streaming platform out of all of them. I love it to bits. You can see they spend a lot of time and money on their app, and how it works and how you can gel and make. It's just absolutely flawless in my opinion. I haven't come across one bug at all. So Wiim 10 out of 10 for the app. Next, the one I use most will be Hios. Hios will be Denon and Marantz. Some people complain about it. I like it. It's not as good as the Wiim app, but it's getting there. It will be about 70 to 80% there. So very nice to use. Sometimes you have the odd bug or something, but the updates come aplenty with them upgrading that app. Then the Blue Sound app. Blue Sound app is also absolutely great. I've used a lot of Blue Sound products. I can't fault it. If I have to compare Blue Sound to Hios and Wiim, Wiim is still top of the charts. I've not used Blue Sound in a while, but when I did, it was above the Hios. So I would put Blue Sound above Hios. So we'll have Wiim, Blue Sound, Hios. The Sonos app, I don't like it. It's completely usable. If I need to put it, I'll put it in line with the HEOS, with me favoring HEOS because I use so many more products with HEOS. Denon, Marantz, those are my main receivers. Onkyo, never been a fan. Integra, no, don't even know. I suppose the Integra does come with Sonos built in because it is Onkyo after all, just their custom installed division. And then what I don't like about the Sonos app is how quickly they can abandon their clients. Like a while back, when we switched to the new Sonos products, they just like completely, guys, so the new app is not going to work. So the old stuff needs to be phased out and you need to buy all new stuff. It's not going to work across the apps. That to me is a complete cop-out. Complete. Sort of giving your clients the FU, you need to buy the new stuff. So that's why I do not really go for their stuff. I've sold a lot, installed a lot, but not a fan, not a fan. So I'm not going to put them into contention here. SVS, new boys on the market when it comes to the streaming game. I'll put link in description for their videos. If you've not watched them, go back. Their Soundbase and their wireless speaker, absolutely phenomenal. Love the sound. I still think out of all of them, it's the sound I prefer. Maybe that today will change my mind because I'm also going to be A-being this with you guys at the same time. So my mind sort of, sometimes I have a picture like on the previous video, and then my mind changes when I hear them again next to each other, depending on the day it's done. You know, your mood changes, so the way you change, the way you listen to music also changes at the same time. So the thing with the SVS is that Play-Fi app that they use absolutely sucks balls. It just does. It's terrible. I hate it. I don't want to use it. I actually skirt around it and I go to my Tidal and I would stream that way and completely taking the Play-Fi out of equation. You can't tune anything on there with tone controls, no bass, no treble, no nothing, no PEQs. It's a useless app. So as soon as they up their game and bring a proper app that's going to completely change that unit, I hope SVS is taking notes. That needs to happen ASAP. Product great, app sucks. On the Wiim, product great, apps great. Their powered streamer, I'm not even going to put in here because like I said in the previous video, there's not enough power and it just does not contend in the field where we're going to play today. It's more than adequate, but it's half the price of all of these, so I'm not going to put it in the running. The Denon, the Marantz M1 uses the HEOS. You can do PEQs, you can do all of the settings that the Wiim can do, but there's no room calibration on the M1, where there is room calibration on the Wiim. No room calibration on the SVS. So again, the Wiim wins. I think where the M1 wins, before we go into testing, this is purely going off of what I've used them and how I feel, is it's an all-in-one box solution, and it being a very pretty box, easy to move around, amplifiers are in there, plug and play. On the Wiim Ultra, it's not a one box solution. You need to add amplifiers, like I've got the two Wiim-Fosi amplifiers now, more cabling, power brick, and makes it a bit more clunky, but it does come with more versatility, and you do have the awesome touchscreen on the front. So you guys can see where I'm going here. This is not clear cut. Don't just listen to the product. You are buying it for listening to it, but there's more to it. There's the app integration, there's the HDMI connectivity, there's much more to these products than just having sound. Also, what sort of look you want to make in your house. All of those things are contending here. So I think that's going to be it for me talking about the products. I will now switch around and we will start with demoing one product, talking about it, then moving to the next, so on and so forth. Okay, first we are going to be starting with the Wiim Ultra and the Wiim-Fosi amplifiers. We will start with the cheapest solution, working our way up to the most expensive solution. very small margins around here. So this all depends on what you can get them for in your country. In our country, this is going to set you back 18,000 Rand for the Fosi amplifiers and the Wiim Ultra. That actually puts it directly in line with the SVS, with the Marantz being the more expensive one by another 5,000, going to 23,000 Rand, give or take. Fosi still up from the previous video. I am going to start with them. All of these across the board, I'm going to have the EQs set to flat. No EQ applied. In the previous video, I had an EQ applied on the Ultra, and then the Marantz was set to flat, so there was a lot more volume coming out of the Marantz. Now I'm going to make the playing field absolutely even. We will volume decibel match, so they are all on the same volume, playing the same track, using the same speaker cables, all of that to make it as even and fair as possible. If you can see I'm a bit more serious today, it is because I do feel this is a more serious topic. I want to be completely transparent, neutral, and with you guys experience which one I prefer, because I can actually not tell you at this point in time which one I prefer. I can tell you which one I like for different reasons, but not if I had to put down money which one I'm going to buy. So that is what I'm hoping to sort of decide today. So let's call this a buyer's guide for everyone, including myself. Which one I would keep if I had to live with only one. Okay, so let's start with the Wiim and the Fosis. Guys, I'm also going to show you the decibel meter to show you that I've all level matched them on my listening position, so you guys can see we are being very even with the volume. I forgot to say we're really going to be testing these as I've done with all of them. We are using the SVS Ultra Evolution Pinnacle speaker. It is as big a load as I can put on these, except for maybe pulling the Bowen Wilkins 700s to the front. But big speakers, let's see what the small amplifiers can do on massive speakers. To run about 2 minutes on each song so we get the same playtime. I'm quite familiar with this combo already. I absolutely love this combo. It is neutral, it is impactful, it is open, it is detailed, and the customization that you can do on it for me is the biggest thing. You know what I forgot to show you guys in the previous video? When you switch the gain on the amplifiers. Let me quickly show you that. So that is when you use the dB gain at the back, where you can make the speakers sound more forward sounding, brighter, just bring it out a little bit. So again, that gives you the flexibility that you would not have with any one of the other combos. Let's move on to the SVS next. SVS Soundbase up next. I am connected to AirPlay, and then as soon as I connect to AirPlay, I can go through the Play-Fi app, and then it sort of allows, but it's like a glitch. The first time I go on, it doesn't want to pick it up, then I do AirPlay, then it picks it up. Like I said, the Play-Fi app sucks, but it is what it is. AirPlay, I would recommend rather do that. Another issue I ran into now, decibel meter while doing AirPlay doesn't want to work. So I had to set it up volume level matched before and then play music. So just trust me that it is very close to the same as the previous one. Here we go. Okay, SVS Soundbase, still absolutely love this unit. At least you do get a bit of a screen, which you don't get on the Marantz. The Marantz is absolute minimalist in design. Again, that is what might draw that type of client to the Marantz, is the minimalist design feature. Absolutely flat again on the SVS. Like I said, there's no way of doing PEQs on the Soundbase. I did, however, find a workaround. For 2,000 Rand, add yourself a Wiim, the mini, the small little Wiim. Just add it to that. Stream is amazing. You can then do PEQs through that. So Wiim to the rescue. If you want, you can even add a bigger Wiim to it, whatever your need will be. Yeah, that's also a good combination. Becomes a bit more of an expensive combo, but that does take the whole thing out of it, where we have the issues of the app. So that is a solution. But having price to price, we need to have them like that combo, and now lastly, let's go over to the Marantz, which will be the cream of the crop, most expensive out of all of these. Now on the Marantz M1, again level mesh. Something with my dB meter on this iPhone has just gone. I think my battery is very flat, that might be it. So I had to use the other iPhone. Again, these have been level matched, decibels matched. Let's get into the M1, same song. Let's do it. Guys and girls, honestly, This is just too close to call. I'm going to have to touch on the weaknesses and strengths, and then try and choose one. I don't know if I can. The Marantz has the higher quality sound. It has the most headroom. So for me, it feels like it has the most power out of all of these. I think it's the way that power is implemented, because I had headrooms for miles. So these were level matched, but on a volume calibration, if we go on the Wiim Ultra and the Fosis, I had that at about 60% volume. I had the SVS at more or less the same. It was at about 60% volume. On that Marantz, I was at about 40% volume. There was so much more headroom, and that normally equates to more power. Not always, but if you need to read into it, that is the more powerful unit. Although the Fosi is being rated the highest here, but again, like I said, that can't always be correct. It's just what's on paper. It's not what they actually put out. The Marantz, best looking unit if you look at an overall aesthetic and build quality, with the top piece, the wavy mesh and the soft touch materials, and the way it feels bulky, and the binding post. That is the best build in that sort of way. The Wiim Ultra for me is the best looking unit with the screen and all of that, and that is the one I would like to look at the most. That is the one I would buy if it was just purely on a look and streaming aspect. The SVS is sort of in between all of these. Then we go to app, like I already said, the Wiim hands down. Then we go HEOS, Play-Fi, not even on the same playing field. Only if you add a small little Wiim to that, now we can contend. I recommend using AirPlay, or if you're Android, I don't know what the Android guys use, I always use AirPlay, but that is a good workaround. You still can't calibrate the unit through that, so that's where the Wiim comes in. What can we touch on next? So we've touched on power, we've touched on look, we've touched on the integration of the app. All-in-one unit, yes, obviously both of those make for a better argument, because on these you have the big bulky power bricks, you have the two amplifiers. You can make a plan around that, but purely out of needing more cables, because now you need more power cables, you need interconnects, it just makes it more clunky. So for that, any one of those two win. This will come down to you sitting down, auditioning on the set of speakers you want to buy, and I always recommend that, because that is top class, and then deciding on the app integration and the look and versatility. How much can you customize? How much can you tune your sound? Future proofing by changing out different amplifiers. The Fosi and the Wiim combo, hands down. If I want different amplifiers, I can add different amplifiers. If I want to change the sound on the current amps, I can change the dB gain on the back. The actual room calibration and all of that built in with all the PEQ graphs, that wins hands down on future proofing and customization. Where on the other units you can't add an external amplifier, you are stuck with that unit being the way it is. Last but not least, let's go to HDMI switching, that sort of thing. All of these I have found no faults. Basically, there is no image changing or optimization going through it. It is purely an HDMI ARC for the audio to go back and forth between the TV and the unit, and allowing for the seamless integration with your TV remote and not having to use a third-party remote or the app on your phone. Guys, I don't think there's more I can say. So the question you guys are asking me is, which one would I buy? It's close, but my heart, ever since I've had this Wiim Ultra, pulls towards the Wiim Ultra. It's the cheapest combo here, but I think it's the best. It's very close, man. Now looking over at the M1, I also love the M1 and I would be more than happy to use it. But the screen, guys, the screen where you can go around and you can change things. I love the screen. I just love it. Everyone that's been here also says they love the screen. And I can change this out to different power amplifiers. I can add it to my receiver. The versatility, flexibility, that is what wins it for me, and I think that is where my money would go. But I would be more than happy to spend money on any one of these products. They are just that good. I just recommend, if you are going to buy the SVS, add yourself a small little Wiim just to have more customization over that unit. I still prefer the overall sound of the SVS because it is a more warmer, laid back sound. But on any one of the others, you can tune that in. We were completely flat across the board. Guys, I hope, and girls, guys and one or two girls, I hope you really, really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this one. I wanted to be very correct on this one. I didn't want to mess around making too many jokes. I felt this was serious and I needed to address it straight on. The DIY guys are always going to go for the Wiim and the Fosi. They are DIY guys. The all-in-one guys, pick your poison, guys. There's so many amps out nowadays. You just need to pick which one fits your hemisphere, your look and design of the house, and which app the family can use most easy. The Wiim app. Although I'm talking out of my family now, my wife hasn't actually used the Wiim app, but I also haven't given her much need to. She's been using the HEOS because she's gotten used to it. So I think a lot of these sort of things come down to habit. If you form the habits and you are happy using a certain product, that is going to go 80% into the favor of what you buy for the family. Because let's be honest, these aren't really they are purchases for ourselves, but they're also family purchases. The family needs to listen to music. The kids need to put it on and off. The wife needs to be able to use it. And you don't always want to come and explain how to use it, how to do that. So yeah, I think for all of the guys, SVS, all of these guys making these units, the app is sort of the backbone. And if the backbone is not strong, unit's going to fall on its face. It's as simple as that, now that I think of it. Okay guys, I'm not going to rant on for too long. Hope you enjoyed this. Like always, if you did, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share. And then until the next video, stay safe. Cheers. Bye.